Hi everybody, my name is Joey and I'm here at Thinque Prep in Southern California. I'm a perfect score tutor. I've gotten perfect scores on both the SAT and ACT, and I've led 7 students to perfect scores on their exams as well. Today I'm going to be reacting to different media clips about standardized testings as well as college admissions.
Robin Leach was about to explain why I need a wine butler.
Too bad. You're supposed to be studying for the PSAT.
And
oh my god, what is that book? That blue book is not a PSAT book. I have no idea where they got that from.
Finished. I did every practice exam in the whole book.
Oh, is that right? Explain this.
The correct answers just happen to form the Van Halen logo.
And a dog.
Woof.
A peace sign. Pac-Man.
I love that game.
And some hideous googly-eyed monster.
Well, that's actually you.
Well, I'm putting this on the fridge, but I'm still enraged.
Let's just nip this conversation in the butt.
So when I take the test sometimes and I get a pattern of like 4 or more of the same answer, I start freaking out because I think the exact opposite. I'm like, oh my god, they shouldn't be making a pattern. They shouldn't be making a pattern. So I think it's kind of weird that, well, everybody has those thoughts, I think.
Tests just aren't for me.
In that moment, my dad did what he never did. Get involved.
Moron! You're gonna throw your whole life away like a moron? Moron?
Don't worry about my future. Trust me, I have a million awesome options.
I don't want to hear your options.
NBA superstar power forward, professional ninja, successful Eskimo, aka Succeskimo, and as a fallback, billionaire entrepreneur.
Spell entrepreneur.
A.
Get in the car!
I think it's super ridiculous that people put all this emphasis on the PSAT because the PSAT doesn't count for much unless you're in that top 1%. If you qualify for National Merit Scholar, then it kind of means something. But actually, I was a National Merit Scholar in high school, and I got nothing out of it. I got the finalist status, but I didn't get any scholarship money. It didn't help me with my college admissions. So for them to put that much emphasis on the PSAT is not true.
Where is the mail? Are you sitting on it?
Oh, dude, I see it on the floor. Push him.
Bob, I'm moving your chair.
This is it. This is my future right here in this envelope. Hey, you're blocking the tube.
Oh, sorry.
We regret to inform you that your application to Stanford University was not accepted. Wait, what?
We knew right off the bat that he wasn't going to get accepted because if you get an acceptance letter, it's going to be gigantic. Sometimes they come in like huge packages. So the fact that he got a little tiny one, he should have known before he even opened it.
I didn't get in. I didn't get in? What? I don't get it. No. I don't understand. You're overreacting, dude. I didn't get into college, and check me out. I'm kick-ass.
Sean? What's wrong?
Something horrible has happened.
Is Bob dead?
Did something break?
Got rejected from Stanford.
Oh. Oh, Sean. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to go somewhere closer to home, that's all. And you get to keep living here.
I had no idea that Catherine O'Hara and Jack Black did something together. That's interesting to me. And that's Orange County, apparently, so that's supposed to be from where I'm at right now. And I think one of the most interesting things is when they do rejections or acceptances in movies, it's usually a school that everybody knows about, like Harvard or Stanford, or as we say, Yaleverd sometimes. It's just that idea of highly selective college. And in reality, there's like hundreds, thousands of colleges in the US that would be great fits for a lot of students. So it's kind of tired out that they always focus on the same schools when they're doing acceptances. Another thing is that Jack Black was on the couch saying, hey, look at me, I didn't go to college and I turned out okay. That's another tired trope, because not everybody goes to college. I think the percentage of people with a bachelor's degree in the US is under 40%. So more than half of this country hasn't graduated from college, and they're doing fine. This year has been really hard for a lot of my students, and they feel a huge gut punch when they don't get accepted into their dream school. But don't treat it like your life is over. I know it's a blow to the ego, but you're going to end up fine. I didn't go to Harvard or Stanford, and I'm doing okay, I think.
It's okay. I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to go somewhere closer to home, that's all. And you get to keep living here.
The one about when Catherine O'Hara says, like, you get to stay close to home, that's a huge thing that affects a lot of my students. They're like, okay, I'm going to stay within a 20-mile radius unless I get into such and such school. And then I start thinking, well, then what is it? Do you want to stay home or do you want to go far away? You can't have your cake and eat it too. And so I think it's really strange that they're only going to go away for this one school when maybe there's like hundreds of other schools that would be just as far away with just as good programs.
Louise? Madeline? You look happy. Really? Huh. What? Nothing. It's just a nice day. A nice day. Okay. So, did you get your PSAT scores back yet? Oh yeah, yesterday. And? 500 verbal, 560 math. Respectable.
500 verbal, 560 math. Back then that would have been about like the national average. So she would have been in the 50th percentile.
Louise, what did you get? Highlights, just around my face. You will take them again and do better. I will take them again and get my nose done. You don't study. You don't apply yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I need another time. Take them. So, I got my scores back today, too. Oh, yeah? This morning. I just came downstairs and there they were, just sitting on the table. I'm serious. Boy, was I nervous. Just imagine.
She's one of those, she's like asking them to like ask her. She's like, oh my God, I did so bad. Just ask me, please.
What I got. But then I realized that I'd have to open them eventually, and so I did. And was I surprised by what I found? Could have knocked me over with a feather. Yep. I was just that surprised. So, what did you get? Well, Rory, since you asked, and by the way, I'm not bragging or anything, but I got a 750 math and a 730 verbal. Wow.
750 math, 730 verbal. When was this filmed? 2000? Early 2000s, so that would have been a 1480. Yeah, 1480 is really, really respectable at that point. It's top 2% probably, if not top 1%. So this one girl has Perrier, I think, on her table. Like, I don't know any... Maybe I'm out of touch, but I don't know students who drink Perrier. If you're a student who drinks Perrier, can you leave a comment below?
That is good. Congratulations. Thank you. Those are great scores. So, did you get your scores back yet? Yep. And? I'm happy. How happy? Pretty happy. Yes, but how do I know that you're not one of those people who gets pretty happy looking at a sunset? How do I know what your barometer for being pretty happy is? You don't. Right. So, are you? Am I what? Are you one of those people who gets pretty happy looking at a sunset? I don't get unhappy looking at a sunset.
She's gonna get crushed in a second.
What did you get? That's personal. Why won't you tell me? Because it's none of your business. Okay. Fine. Don't tell me what you got. I won't. Why won't you tell me your score? Bye, Suze. You're not torturing me, you know. I don't care. My scores were great. I'm very, very happy with my scores. And I hate looking at a sunset, so my standard for happiness is high. Hello? Hi.
So I was that girl in high school. Like I'm a really good test taker, and when people would ask, I just wouldn't want to tell them because like I'm not a braggy type. I think 1480 today for students taking the SAT today. Remember the PSAT is out of 1520, so 1480 would definitely qualify you for National Merit Scholar. But back when this was filmed, the PSAT was still out of 1600. Actually, no, it was out of 2400. They've always done this weird 2400 scale on this thing, so interesting. I think they got this wrong because even back when I was in high school in like 2004, the regular SAT was out of 1600, but the PSAT was out of 2400 or 240 points. So somebody didn't do their research for this project.
Hey, it's Madeline. Oh, hi. Listen, I have to ask you a little favor. Okay. Well, see, I'm working on an article for the Franklin, totally last minute, but I thought it would be really interesting to compare Chilton's overall PSAT scores to other prep schools in the area. Uh-huh. So I'm trying to compile a list of people's scores, especially the top students, and I realized I don't have yours yet. Oh, so you want to know my PSAT scores? Yes, that would be great. Put Paris on the phone? Excuse me? Paris, let me talk to her. Oh, Paris isn't here. I don't know where she is. She's probably at her house. Or maybe at the library. Or maybe she's buying pencils because she goes through them so fast because she pushes down on them really hard and then they break and... Madeline. Hold on. What? Pathetic. Why won't you tell me? Bye, Paris. Tell me those scores. I have to know. Rory?
It always used to be that way. Everybody needed to know everybody else's score so they could feel that they did better or do worse than somebody else. Usually high school counselors keep track of all the scores, so I think it was a really easy way to see through it because I think at a prep school you know that the college counselors have all that information.
Paris, again?
Yep.
You know, I think if we put Paris and my mother in a room together, the world would implode.
I'll keep that in mind for the next science fair.
I think for a prep school, competitive prep school environment, they did a pretty good job in terms of like the competitive nature and how like sneaky and conniving some of these students can be. Apparently Rory gets a really, really good score and goes to Yale. Well, 740 and 760. So theoretically, that's actually at the bottom 50% of Yale's SAT scores.
Hey, Morgan, Slit. Test went well. No problem with the ID or the benefits of your androgynous name. I'm thinking I scored you like 2,200. So, send me that postcard from Stanford, all right? Later.
2,200, I don't think would be enough to get into Stanford.
Morgan! Morgan! Or is it Greg Powers? Or Pete O'Brien? Or Jamal Jackson? Are you taking tests for girls now, Morgan? Yeah. Welcome to your show. I'm an investigator for the Educational Evaluation Service.
Educational Evaluation Service. The real name is Educational Testing Service. I guess they couldn't use it for legal reasons. And I don't know when like ETS would know where a kid is and be able to like spot them at a payphone. So kind of creepy.
You're the people who administer them. Yeah, I know. Oh, you do? So, why don't you tell me how you cheat? I don't cheat. Oh, right. I don't.
Uh-huh. Let's see, you got a 2360, 2290, 2400, and all from this crappy high school.
Yeah, I know my... And I got a brand new test we just finished creating, so why don't we go see if you know your... or you're just full of it.
I don't think... If somebody's cheating on the test and taking tests for other people, I don't think College Board would really give that person another newly released test, because who's to say that that person's not going to like take those questions and like spread them all over the internet. So when people have asked me like, oh, can you take the test for me when they find out that I did really well on it, and I always think about this and I'm like, well, College Board has millions and millions of dollars into their security. Like if they were ever to find me out and I were to do that, I could easily go to jail. In fact, there was I think it was a 2020 or 60 Minutes expose on this one tutor who actually did it for rich kids in Orange County, and he did end up serving time in jail because he was doing that. And everybody knows the whole Rick Singer thing too. So I'm very grateful that I've never taken the test for somebody who wasn't me. And at the end of the day, like, how does that really help you? Yeah, maybe it helps you get in, but it doesn't help you become a better student. These test scores are supposed to be an indication of academic success or academic potential in college, and if you're not prepping for this test and you're not studying for it, like, where does that put you among all the other kids who did?
Hey, honey. You want to help me grade assignments? We're teaching the kids to bubble in.
First graders?
Mm-hmm.
Mom, most of these kids can't even read yet.
Well, I hate to say it, but there's more money for the school in bubbling in than reading these days.
That is so true. There's so much more money in bubbling. When I graduated from college, there's this whole thing that George Bush put into place called No Child Left Behind, and literally all these inner city schools had to hire SAT and ACT teachers because they wanted to boost their test scores because that would result in more funding for the schools. It was such a flawed program because most of these kids didn't care about the test, and it was such a waste of time and money. There's so many better things they could have invested government money into. End rant.
Now he gets it. Just follow the money. Standardized testing is taking over, and it starts long before high school.
I remember reading an article about how sometimes after teachers would give the standardized tests to their elementary school kids, after they left, they'd take the test and they'd rebubble in the correct answer so they could like boost their scores to get more funding. Oh, it was all sorts of flawed.
Test scores go up, the schools get more cash. In some cases, even teachers get paid. It's enough to piss you off. I mean, when you get the feeling that everything's slipping away, that you're gonna be left behind. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's the tired out trope again, right? Rejected by safety school because I didn't do well on the SAT. Fortunately, with the test optional movement, there are other ways of you showcasing that you're ready for a college education. It's not all 100% based on your SAT score anymore, so that's a huge plus. And nobody ever wakes up like that from a dream.
Hey, you. Yeah, copy room, right?
Right.
Great. I need 2 copies of this on rush. One comes back to me, one goes to Dan Clark, and the master goes to 510 for filing. Got it?
Sure.
Great.
Why would College Board entrust some intern with a master copy? That's so flawed.
Hey, whoa. What are you doing? Gracing the joint, right?
Oh, thank you. Here.
No. We think they might get suspicious. They can change it by next Saturday.
Copy it.
So really the way College Board does it is they send these like huge secure vaults with like these keys on them, so they're in this package and they've already been copied and printed. So for them to have one copy for the testing site to copy, that puts all the onus on the schools, and College Board doesn't want that because then things get leaked, especially in this technology age. As soon as somebody gets their hands on the copy, they literally just canceled a bunch of tests in the Middle East and Asia and Africa because somehow somebody got their hands on one of these copies. So if this were to happen today, like the entire test would just be canceled.
Say hello to your future, man.
SAT's canceled.
Mercer County SAT exam to be administered fall 2004.
Let me go back and look at that. Okay, let's see. Let's see how they do this. Cover section 1, verbal section, 1 30-minute section, section 2 verbal, section 3 verbal. That's not how they did it. They never had 3 verbal sections in a row. This looks like this was the pre-2004 SAT. They changed it in 2005. And back then, each of the sections was 25 minutes, except for the last section, which was 30 minutes, I think. No, I can't even remember anymore. But I remember when I was taking, this was the version that I took, it would never be 3 verbal in a row and 3 math in a row. They would alternate.
Fall 2004. Print one. Print one, let's get at it. You need 3 other passwords and 3 other people to print.
So can you figure it out?
Sure. Just give me 6 months in the CIA mainframe.
Oh, that was fun.
Guys, the exam's right here.
Yeah, you just need the answers.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it. Come on, team. Makes perfect sense. We'll take the test now so we can steal our own answers. And then we'll take the real test with the stolen answers we were afraid would be wrong in the first place.
Voice
It's
of
nice.
reason.
It's really nice.
So who wants pancakes? Wait, no. Guys, the exam's right here. Now, maybe we thought this was bigger than us one-on-one, but there's no way it's gonna beat all 6 of us together.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, just try this, okay? If it takes 15 people 8 hours to make 100 items, how many hours will it take 6 people working at the same rate to make half as many items?
10? 10 hours?
D. 10.
Is that Reese Witherspoon?
She's second in the class.
All right, let's see. A 10-quart mixture consists by volume of 1 part juice to 9 parts water.
Jesus, what lightweight's making this trick?
These totally look like SAT questions.
If X quarts of juice and Y quarts of water are added to this mixture to make a 27-quart mixture that consists by volume of 1 part juice to 2 parts water, what is the value of X?
Such an SAT question.
9.
An old one.
C is 9.
No. It says if X quarts of juice are added, what is the value of X? We already have 1 part juice. So 9 minus 1 equals X.
They did their studying right because they always do this question on the SAT where they ask you to solve for a variable, but then they don't ask you for what that variable is. Like how many more or how many less.
8.
Yeah.
D is 8. He's right. Sorry.
No, guys, don't be sorry. That's
That's what happens when you do math in your head. You become sorry.
down. Now, we could walk away right now, but what are we really walking away to?
I've done a terrible thing, but I did it for a good reason. I did it for us. That is college tuition for Walter Jr. and Holly, 18 years down the road. Huh. That is health insurance for you and the kids. For Junior's physical therapy, his SAT tutor.
I think, number one, it's really sad that he feels like he needs to spend all this money on tuition because realistically, that's a bag of money. That's probably, I don't know. I don't know how to count money like that. Maybe that's $500,000. But that's literally the cost of college tuition, private school tuition for 2 people. And then there's healthcare costs, and then there's an SAT tutor. You know, some SAT tutors, literally, I know of a place that charges like $1,000 an hour. So that would literally be like 5 lessons in his bag. Yeah, out of all the things that he said that he could spend all his money on, right, SAT tutor came after like some of the biggest costs that people have in America.
It's money for groceries.
SAT tutor comes before groceries.
For birthdays and graduation parties. Skylar, that money is for this roof over your head. The mortgage that you are not going to be able to afford on a part-time bookkeeper's salary when I'm gone.
I think it's ironic that out of all the things Walter White could have chosen, of course he would choose the mortgage and college tuition, but that SAT tutor was number 4. I guess this kind of goes back to the whole idea of how crazy things are for college in the United States. However, I don't want families to think that, oh, just because you don't have a bag of $500,000 sitting there that you can't afford college. There are a lot of good colleges out there that do support financial need for students who might not have a lot of money for college. There are some great college options out there, and you don't have to spend a fortune trying to get your bachelor's degree. Thanks so much for watching. So if you have any questions or comments, or you know of a video that I should react to, feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.